My name is Jackson Williams, and I played Steven in The Rim. Cold open was a lot of fun. It was a little tough because we were like the first to like. It was our first time like figuring everything out, and there's a little bit of time that we spent more time on things than like everything else.
Hi, my name is Brady Hayes, and I was the writer and director of The Rim. I'm pretty sure on that first shot alone, we spent, I think, 7 tries to get that one shot right because we were really just getting into the groove of things, and so we had to do it over and over and over again.
My name is Evan Gallant, and I was the lead cinematographer for the film. It was pretty crazy. There's a lot that goes into it. Usually I just kind of film stuff just on the fly, like with a couple buddies or whatever, and it's usually just something fun, but this is a lot. There's a plan, there's dates, there's just a lot more that goes into it than I originally thought, but it's makes filming easier. So
yeah, it was a good time. We were out pretty late.
My name was Ben Gaston, and I played Alex. It was tiring, for sure. I don't know how Aaron did it. Aaron's a GOAT, greatest of all time. If you didn't know what that meant. Can we redo that?
let's go again.
Yay! It was really hard. My arms got really tired, and it was just tough running around with a boom mic on my shoulders. It was fun though. The entire movie was great, but that part was difficult.
My name is Aiden Arvold. I was the first assistant director. Oh gosh, I want to say on average like 3 a.m. I know the first night we were up until 5 a.m. and it pretty much went down from there for like pretty consistently, but we were definitely out there past 2:30 every single day.
First day we were up there, we were out until like 4 a.m. and it got, I think it was down to like 10s or maybe even like single digits. It was really cold. It was we were trying to move to like stay warm, but it was a good time.
It was pretty cold. We filmed the whole movie the second and third weekend of January, so yeah, there was still some snow on the ground, and temperatures were at nighttime around like 10 to 15 degrees, so it was pretty cold.
My name is Caitlin Bierman, and I played Brittany in The Rim. Oh goodness. It felt like camp.
Sleeping situation, we packed like 23 people in there or something, and I think there was 8 of us in just like one room in the basement. Just like there's 3 people on the couch, there was somebody on a beanbag, and I think I was just on the floor randomly next to my bag, like along with a couple other people.
It was pretty packed. I mean, okay, it wasn't as packed as I was imagining it would be. Personally, I got my own top bunk, so I feel grateful for that. But I know people were kind of cramming into like the basement. Not cramming, but there were a lot of people trying to fit in a semi-small.
I'm not gonna lie, by the time that like we got done filming, I was too tired to notice that there was 20 other people, so I would just go to sleep and then wake up and already be like planning for the day, so I wasn't really paying attention.
My name is Kenzie Heather, and I played Sam in The Rim. Honestly, it was so much fun. It was like working on a big passion project with all of my friends. We became really close through it, and I gained a lot of really valuable film experience, which I know I'll take with me in my career, so I'm just really blessed to be a part of it.
So it was a lot of fun. We slept in bunk beds, we slept on the floor, and we were up super late, so it was a blast.
My name is Tori Barton, and my role on the film was assistant director and also just a crew member. It was super fun. I had some doubts going into it and some worries about the logistics of everything, but it was honestly just really fun to get out there and move lights around late at night and just experience the cold and have a lot of fun with a lot of different types of people. And yeah, we got to just kind of dig into it and make a movie. So
it was awesome. It was a lot, but it was really fun. It got crowded sometimes, but it was really surprising. Like, you didn't notice it half the time. Just the food situation. Otherwise, just everybody grabbed food. Like Griffin said, we were all just killing each other and eating each other. murdering each other.
My name is Christian Threadgill, and the role that I played was of Will. Oh, yeah, that one was a handful, especially with the bathroom. The bathroom was always taken. I had to wait so long. But honestly, in the end, it was so fun and worth it, and just being able to be with so many people that come together just for one film, to make one film and just do what they gotta do.
My name is Tyler Lewis, and I played Derek. It was definitely interesting. We were cut off quite a bit. There was one QT, pretty much in that single town that we were at, that we were away from essentially everything. Phone signal.
I'm Jessie Nicholson, and I played Laura. It was really fun. Going into it, I was wondering how it was going to be, but as we got used to everybody and kind of got along and got to know each other more, it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. So.
My name is Griffin Metzner, and I played the character Jackson on The Rim. Oh, it was a blast. Sharing 2 bathrooms, and then one of those bathrooms, the toilet stopped working and would flood when you flushed it, and then the one upstairs stopped working. So I'd say it was a blast. A real good bonding experience.
My name is Joshua Utterback, and I was a crew member, and I also did the music for the film. The food situation was crazy. We basically just lived off of gummy bears and fruit snacks pretty much the whole time, and somehow made it through. Energy drinks, coffee. We made it through. It wasn't the healthiest, but I'm sure it was fun.
What was it? It was a lot of people.
I just don't scream very often, so it was hard to do that, but it was very scary when I let out a terrifying scream.
The scream was intense. We did one take. The shot in the film, the video for that is different than the audio that we're using for it. So the shot in the film is when we originally did it, and we did something different there. And the scream, I trailed off the scream myself on that shot with the camera, and then with the one we actually used, I was just kind of standing there doing the audio. So it was a little weird just standing there doing a scream, but it was great.
I was actually a little bit worried about doing the screams because there are neighbors, so I was just a little worried that if they're screaming, one of them are gonna call the police or something, but. Thankfully, no police were called, and I'm pretty sure they knew that we were filming a movie next door.
That was actually, it kind of sucked, because, I was warm, my entire body was warm, but my feet, for whatever reason, were just absolutely freezing. I couldn't feel my toes.
It definitely was cold, and when it gets cold, it's harder to move your fingers, and it's harder to hold the camera. It's not that hard to hit, but when you press record, you can't tell because you can't feel your fingers.
Oh, it was cold, especially because when I was filming my scene, when I'm laying down on the ground, it was freezing cold, especially with all the snow and everything. I was like, I don't know how long more I can stay and stand this for real. So yeah.
Freezing. Because we're up in the mountains with the snow, it's just an environment that I'm not used to back home, being in California. So having to film in 20-degree nights definitely was a change of pace for me, for sure.
And it just felt campy and homey, but also kind of creepy at the same time, because the fact that we were filming a horror movie, and so it kind of just fit into the theme.
I'm actually from Colorado, so I'm used to the snow, but it got really chilly up there when it was snowing that first weekend.
But other than that, it was cool being out in the woods that late at night and hearing the coyotes in the distance.
A little scary just with the coyotes in the background there, but it kind of added to the effect of the scene that we were shooting.
And yeah, we definitely heard the wolves. The wolves was kind of scary, not gonna lie.
And then the sound of coyotes really brought me home. I did miss the sound of the coyotes, so it was really nice to hear them again.
It was cold, it was dark, there were coyotes. We lost a couple people to the coyotes, but that's fine.
The major action scenes we have a bunch of big climaxes throughout the film that took a lot of different types of shots. and a lot of different angles.
That one was cool because it was interesting seeing it all come together because we were going through the motions every single time. So I was doing, everyone was going to their specific hiding spots, but then we had to do so many different takes of following each person.
So cool because we ran that over and over and over again from all these different angles and all these different people.
Lights, it gets a little bit scary sometimes because, I don't live with flickering lights all the time, thankfully, so.
Yes, I'm very glad I don't have epilepsy.
My eyes started to hurt a bit after with all the flickering lights and everything, but I actually helped on some of those scenes as well. But so it was really fun to do that, and then imagine everybody just like screaming and yelling and stuff. But yeah, it was really fun.
But we had a lot of people standing around flickering kitchen lights, flashlights, lanterns, things like that. At one point, I was unplugging and plugging in LEDs so that I could help flicker.
Oh, that was super fun. That was my job for a lot of our scary scenes. And it seems mundane, but it was really fun to kind of figure out a rhythm and how to make it sporadic rather than just flickering it in a standard way. I wanted to make it scary, and so kind of figuring out how to make that unique was fun.
So I came up with the idea to do all the lights flickering in the house when Bigfoot's approaching because firstly I wanted Bigfoot to feel more supernatural than him just being a giant monkey in the woods. And second, I really liked how it looked with all the lights kind of flickering in the house to create like this sort of chaos in the lighting. So there's not only chaos within the characters, but there's chaos within everything around them. So I feel like it just added an extra layer of tension, and it was just something really fun to pull off and do.
Personally, I like the flare scenes just because of the lighting.
I got injured. Brady Hayes promotes injuries. It's not focusing, probably. Focus in. It was really cool, actually. I've never used a flare before, so it was just fun to do it.
The scene where Will gets attacked by Bigfoot, where we had to pass it through the truck and stuff, that was a really cool shot to be able to put together. It took a lot of hands, and it was just really creative and cool. That was a good time.
Filming that was definitely crazy, especially all the camera movements was wild. But me just the movements of moving back and forth, acting like, Bigfoot's right in front of me, and I had to put myself in a mindset of Bigfoot's in front of me, and either I'm dead or, I just gotta survive this thing, so. Oof.
Oh, the axe scene was easily, because I got the blood sprayed on the side of my face and just, gosh, being able to do that. Oh, and then the car, I didn't get to drive, but ramming through the gate, that was fun.
Everything with the car, so crashing through the gate and, whipping around inside of it. Got super car sick during it, but that's okay.
It was definitely nerve-wracking, but I definitely tried to do my homework on how to do it all properly. I actually own a series of books that talks about how to do some stunt stuff, and then along with it there's an online course I may have gotten access to in order to really ensure what all we need to be doing. Along with it, I also learned how to J-turn, other cool stunt driving, stuff like that.
Very, very anxiety inducing. I think there was one shot where we were watching Tyler drive the car, and I thought for sure that he had just crashed it into a wall because he went flying around a corner, and I was just waiting for the sound of smashing. But he did a great job. Made it. It survived. The car survived. The gate survived. It all worked out.
No.
I would have to say all of the forest scenes at night, especially just running through the forest and just having different experiences that I haven't had before. So it was really fun.
But I really liked the shot of the group pulling into the house. Just the lighting and then the way everyone just kind of blocks the sun and is backlit. But that's my favorite shot. It was great. I've never had a real project to work on, so having something to actually have to do or follow a certain direction was sick.
My favorite scene to film was the big fight against Bigfoot. It was just all the action and the movement that was in there. It was just very exhilarating, and then also I was also out of breath afterwards. But it was really fun to film.
Oh gosh. Honestly, I think every single moment was just special in and of itself. I'd say my favorite one was in between filming. One night we all sat down and watched a really, 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 really crappy like homemade Bigfoot horror story thing, and I don't even, what was it called, Bigfoot's Creek or something, and it was just so stupid. It was so funny, but that was fun.
My favorite scene, it's tied between two. It was the scene where we were playing cards, or it was the campfire scene, both of which didn't feel super scripted, and I think that's what made it my favorite. It was just natural.
Making music for the movie has been totally new for me. I've never really done it. I've done a couple little songs here and there, but this was all new, so it was super fun, and it's been a learning experience. The process has been looking at the footage and kind of figuring out the mood, and then going from there and trying to create stuff that kind of matches with the vibe. Interpreting the mood comes down to just what's happening in the scene and kind of what the actors are portraying, and sometimes it doesn't even have to do with that. It can be, based off of what we know is going to happen in the film. Maybe the audience doesn't know, so the music will get suspenseful even though the shot doesn't look like that. So, yeah. The main theme was actually just, I was with Brady and Tori, and we were just messing around on the piano, and it just kind of came to be. We were just messing around, and it was like, Brady was like, hey, what was that you just played? That sounds cool. I was like, I don't know, I was just messing around, and then there was the theme.
I've been in musical theater for the last 10 years. I have done over 20 major performances. And so I have a lot of background with that, but with live theater, you have to be super big when you're on stage because you have to project to the audience. With film, you have to dial it back a lot because it's just camera and it's close up. So it was fun just to see both sides of everything.
Yes, this would technically be like my 6th short film. I did a lot of stuff with like Arizona State and then even my own short film. So yeah, but this is like my first like horror film. So it was definitely different and interesting.
Yeah, so I've been doing acting since I've been in middle school, and I'm 20 now, so it's been a little while. Yeah, but I've mostly done a lot of stage acting, and that's where my craft has really developed. So I'm just really thankful to have a different medium of acting under my tool belt.
It was a great time. I loved being able to like do something with them and just make memories with those guys. I kind of suckered both of them into it, so I'm glad I did. I was glad that they both got to like experience that, and like we have that memory together, and like we just met a lot of really cool people from that, and it's just a great time.
It was a lot at first, definitely. I, not gonna lie, didn't expect to get this far. So I kind of like applied just kind of for fun, see what would happen, and then I actually got called back, and then the reality of the situation suddenly started to sink in of, hey, if I get this, I'm actually going to be a part of something here, so I got to kind of lock in. And
it was great. They were super fun. And it just kind of added to like the comfortability of just getting to meet new people. Just having people that I already knew there just made it a little more easier to connect with the other people I didn't know. It was really fun. I had done a musical and a play before, and it was very different than that, but I mean, it was super fun. It was great. All the people were amazing. I just had a great time.
It was a good time. I got a lot of experience ADing, which I hadn't really done before. Interacting with the people in the crew and the cast, everybody was super willing to help out and do whatever needed to be done, so that took a lot of weight off my shoulders to not have to like yell at people to do things more than like just normal AD stuff. But no, it was a good time. A lot of really nice and friendly, happy people. As much as we got to hang out, we also made a really cool movie. So, yeah.
I'd say just trying to build new friendships and relationships with everybody, and just growing as a cast and crew, because I know like this is kind of a big deal for everybody, and it was just a really good learning experience. I have done some other horror films stuff, and so I was interested in it, and also I learned from a friend about it and thought it would be a really good experience to kind of get out of my shell even more. So yeah, it was very intriguing to me. So.
Well, we were actually watching a low-budget Neil Breen movie, and we were looking at this movie. It was low budget. We said, I think we can do better. We all just kind of looked at each other and said, we can make a movie.
So after I was done talking with Josh, I was like, you know what? I'm a film student. Let's get to writing. And so I wrote a first draft of the movie. It was originally a vampire movie, but I showed it to my mom, and she was like, I love the script, but I really don't like vampires. And so I was like, okay, well, what if I did like Bigfoot? And I told Josh about that idea. I was like, oh, well, in Payson, Arizona, we have our own version of Bigfoot called the Mogollon Monster. And I was like, oh, that would work perfect if I write it about that. And it all just kind of came together perfectly. And I wrote probably 4 or 5 drafts of the film before we came to the final 6th version draft. And I couldn't be happier with the way it turned out.
My friend / boss, Brady, wrote me in. He's like, yo, I have an idea for a film. Are you in? And I didn't even hear the idea. I just said, yes, I'm in. So, and he told me, and then I was even more down. So
It was awesome. I have never done anything like this in my life, and I definitely want to do it again. I would do it all over again, even with all the crazy things that happened and the things that weren't perfect. I would definitely do it over again.
Me and Christian, who played Will, had a scene where all I had to do was just round a corner, grab a glass of water, and leave. The entire cast and crew was behind that corner, and we were all just trying not to die laughing, and it was the funniest thing ever, because it was like 4 a.m, rounding the corner, the entire 20 people behind it. It was just great.
So I had a couple buddies on this set with me, and I made a lot more as well. And so as we were filming that, I'm standing there, and if I turned to the right, even the slightest, I would make eye contact with like minimum 12 dudes all just staring at me, and I just started geeking out, just absolutely crazy. And there were so many different like angles and whatnot, and then like I have to run, not really one, but like kind of like speed walk, get a little razzle my dazzle on the way back inside. It was wild.
I'm not used to being able to go so fast. My car's acceleration is 0 to 60 whenever you're too downhill, so that was a little unexpected, especially for the first scene. Kind of spun out a little bit, but it was nice driving a newer car.
To have all that makeup on, I mean, it wasn't the first time that I had makeup on, because especially being a model and everything, I had makeup on before, but drastically as like the blood and everything else, it was very just surprising myself, because when I seen the final look, and I was like, dang, that really does look real, but yeah, so it was just very, I was put off guard about it, but in the end, Ryan did an amazing job, so.
So I haven't really ran with the camera before, so it's kind of just figuring it out as I go. But honestly, as long as you kind of know where you're headed, it's not too bad. You just gotta know how to run backwards.
So there may have been a nice crack in the drywall from... Actually, no, I played the 5th. There's nothing there, and you have no evidence of that, so...
And so The Rim was a very big undertaking, and I could not be more proud to say that this is my very first project ever. A lot of people put a lot of hard work and determination into making this film become a reality. Everything from the actors, to the crew members, to everyone in pre-production who couldn't even make it to filming. I love the environment on set. All the laughs and fun memories that we'll be able to have forever are irreplaceable. So I just want to thank everyone profusely that without you guys, this film wouldn't have been possible. So thank you so much for putting your all into it, and I appreciate you all.